Hi, all. Good morning. Our today's guest is a full stack executive with international experience in telecommunications, entertainment, and automotive, and anything regarding data science. Let's welcome Barry on 10 Minutes of Hiding Wisdom. Hi, Barry. How are you doing today?
Yeah, great. Thank you very much, Manal, for inviting me. It's
Of
been a pleasure.
course. Of course. So, Barry, can you tell us a little about yourself?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Like basically I'm Barry Hoffman, Chief Strategy Officer for ZeroLight. We'll go into ZeroLight later on. So I've been I've been working now for the last, I think my official career started in 1998 coming out of uni. So I would say I've been working now for the last 23 years. And the red thread in my career was always data science. At first, building data warehouses, very old fashioned for old people. They still remember what that was. Nowadays, everybody talks about data lakes, which are basically data dumps with an index, I still think, and then slowly I segued into becoming like a customer insight manager for Orange, which was a telco company back in the days. And they still have like parts, of course, like existing. And afterwards, I decided to go into computer games because I was following the path of most data. And actually,
Yeah.
computer games have massive amounts of what they would call game detail records. So I did a range of themes, a range of gaming themes, went in there from 2005 till 2012 until I ended up at what is now being called ZeroLight. And we started being part of the automotive industry. So it was a
Oh,
little bit of
wow.
a back and forth between corporate and gaming and back in corporate. But it's good fun.
You've explored a lot of different career transitions and everything. As in, like, was it just because you were like, oh, as in, like, you're interested in different things, or was it just like you wanted to keep up to game with everything that was going on? So, what caused you to be a part of Zero Light right now?
I think it's a very good question, but like in the end, I think for me, it's always been follow your passion. Like
Yeah,
for me, as long as the passion is there and you feel like you can do what you like best, and for me it's working with forms of data, and in the end as well turning that forms of data into something that can be used in an actionable way. That has always been my passion. And then of course the next stage has always been, if I go to a party or a company, and I think that's important for everyone, is there a good cultural fit? And it all sounds very abstract, but like in the end, do you have buddies within the company? Like that. Do you feel all right? Do you feel at place? Like doesn't it feel like you have to row upstream every morning? Like as long as you feel like it's going downstream, you have your tailwinds, and like it's not always only about must do, but I can do it. I think then you're in the right place.
yeah. I think the organizational fit, especially because you don't want to get out of bed every day being like, "Oh, I'm just going to work." You want to feel excited. You want to feel like you're part of something bigger than you. So definitely, I can see that a lot happening a lot because at first there was a lot of people going after money, but these days people are actually following their passion, what they're as in like excited about. So that's a really good change that I've seen in people. So that's something that's very important. So thank you for sharing that.
But in the end, the money always comes if you do a good job. Like
That's very true.
no one will remunerate you for no one will not remunerate you for if you're not doing a good job. But you're doing a good job if you're having fun, if if you're having a good time and you're delivering stuff that you actually like and are pleased about, and that you think, wow, I can do this. Like that's I think the nature of the beast, isn't it? Yeah, cool.
I like that. Yeah, that's very true. So, Barry, can you tell us about where you're currently working, what your company specifically does?
Yeah. ZeroLight, very interesting company. It's like because originally we started out in the gaming industry. That means we have like decades of gaming experience. That means we've done a ton of work in the time when technology was not so stacked up. Like it nowadays thankfully is. Because I still remember that some things we had to make ourselves. And I still get nightmares from that. Like no, I'm just kidding. But like in a way, like. We are now doing what we like best, is visualizing cars on screen in such a way that they become so believable for people that they want to buy them from the screen alone. And in the
Okay.
same pleasure, if they don't want to buy them on the screen, but they want to go to the dealer, because like in the end, the dealer is an essential part of that process as well, they can go into the dealer or in the studios or however we call the retail organization, and they can go into the retail organization and have a
Mhm.
feel that they are being heard there as well. And if they want to have that specific personalized wish, that personalized wish can be brought onto a screen and that they can look at it and that they have a shared experience. Aha, this is what I want. And not just because normally if you go into a shop, they will always go for the biggest common denominator. And the common denominator in cars is like black, white, or gray, because that's sort of the paint that most people will buy. But if you're going
Yeah.
into there and you have all those beautiful choices, I like blue, for instance, or green. Like let's say I want to have green. They will never have that green car, and then either you will be given a brochure. But if you have a very nice interactive screen that actually looks almost similar to the car that stands next to you, then that's another plus as well. So for every part in the customer journey, you need to have that visualization that entice people to sort of say, I want to buy this, but also to entice them to say, I believe that that is what I'm going to buy. And once it's going to be there in front of your home, that they look at it and they thought, I saw that thing, I saw that car, and it's now actually mine, and it's exactly the same. So that's what we do.
Wow. So it's virtual, it's a combination of virtual reality where you're actually providing the customer an actual model that they can feel like they're actually seeing in front of their screens. And then when they actually buy it, it's like the exact same thing as compared to when you see it online and you're just like, okay, this is what I want to get. But when you get it, you're just like, what did I get? This is completely
Yeah,
different
so
from what I
that's
saw.
what you want to prevent, because otherwise people send it back. If you nowadays go to some of the websites, like some of the legacy websites, people really look at it and they think, okay, I'm going to buy this, and then the real thing comes out and it's completely different because they saw a car on a white background. Well, I'm going to tell you a secret. I've never seen a car on a white background in real. Like yeah, maybe in a beautiful simplistic shop, like set up with the white walls. But in the end, in the wild, there is no white walls. Like so. Sorry,
That's
I'm
very true.
blabbering off, but
That's a good secret. That's a good secret. That's something as in like if I buy a car, I think I would definitely take that
yeah,
into
no worries.
consideration. So, Barry, you have a very diverse global team, different parts of the world. Your headquarters in London, UK. So, can you tell us about whether you guys are hiring?
Where we are hiding?
Are you guys hiring?
No. Oh yeah. Oh, hiring. Yeah. Sorry. No. Of course. Sorry. Bloody hell. Sorry. Sorry for my language. No. We're definitely hiring. I can honestly say that during the pandemic we grew by 30%.
Oh,
So we're
wow.
hiring a lot. And then, yeah, it's very unfortunate, of course, that some companies really went down during the pandemic. And of course, it was hard for a lot of companies. And that's why we've always said is like we try to be a really good employer for for our people, but also a good employer for the area in which we have like offices. Like for instance, we have
Okay.
an office. Our main office is in Newcastle. And I can honestly say, I think that we are a very good high tech provider to the area, not just a good provider to our people. Like that's important. So just
Yeah.
as culture, if you're somewhere and you're based somewhere, you need to make certain that you're part of society. And I think let's say the work that our hiring manager or our HR director Aaron Turnbull does, it's amazing. Like they share a lot with the community, and we get a lot back. Like we get a lot of hires coming out of university. Some of our highest people actually are brought up within the company. They started on day zero, and
Yeah.
I don't know how many years later they're still there, and they are now C-level executives. So in the end,
Wow.
it's all
Wow.
about coaching. In the end, it's all about, do you always hire the best people from anywhere? Of course, if you find great people, you should hire them today, because the world is about great people. And that's, of course, not just about skills, but like I said, cultural fit, and do they fit your team? But on the other end, you need to provide hungry, young, new people the chance to grow into that same role. And you need to have the time to coach that. And like I said, Aaron is doing a great job, and that's all under the guidance of our COO, Arwen Dunnington. So, yep, definitely take
Wow.
a look at the website, and there's enough roles there. Yep.
Definitely. And if I see someone reaching out to me regarding your company and everything, because I do know a lot of people that are looking for jobs specifically when it comes to tech industry. So I could definitely forward them to you. So thank you for definitely sharing that. And you did mention that you are looking for people that would be an organizational fit and everything, but can you elaborate more on just like people who would apply to your job, to your company specifically, that would have a higher chance of getting in? What are those type of people? Like, what are you looking for in those people?
I think in the end, like we're a tech company. So that means you need to, well, on the one hand, we're looking for technology skills, like that means programmers, like C++, C Sharp, Python programmers, JavaScript programmers, like those are the major languages that people look at, like, and of course there's a whole range out there. That's one part. On the other hand, we're a visualization company. That means we're
Yeah.
always tuning the visualization part. So that means we have designers, we have artists. It's a nice meld between art and tech. And I think that's what makes our industry, and also the games industry where we come from, so unique,
Yeah.
that it's not just about the programming side of things. It's the other side of the brain as well that's part of our company. So I would say we have the left and the right side of the brain. And then, of course, like, you have people like me who work more in the field, like, work with clients. So, of course, like, well, on the one hand, I'm doing my executive job, but on the other hand, I help and coach people in the field as well, on the sales and marketing. And yeah, what you need there is just people who want to get out there and talk to the customers and listen to the customers. We have a team called Customer Success. I think they're hiring at the moment, and that means they talk to the customer every day, and they try to coach the customer into learning how to use the platform, and they do a brilliant job. So yeah.
Yeah. You have the best of every world, considering you have, it's like such a combination of tech and arts, which I've never heard before. So I definitely like it. But thank you so much, Barry, for sharing your insights about your company, about your journey. It was a pleasure having you today. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you very much, Manel. Speak to you later.
Of course.
Bye bye.
Bye.